Going on, everybody? This video is going to explain our new lighting flow for our campuses, for our satellite campuses like Austin Peay, Highland, and Germantown Parkway. So what we're going to talk about today is basically a new worship flow that we're going to be doing. Right now, you're used to really running everything manual or busking every song, but we're changing it up to kind of mimic Houston Levy and going by song sequences. So right now we're in the Germantown Parkway show file, and I'm going to go through this pretty quick just so this video won't be that long. But I kind of wanted to explain this to you over a video, and so that way you can always go back and rewatch it if you get lost during rehearsal, and so that way you can know what's coming. So right now we are in the first executor on our Germantown Parkway show file, and what I'll do, I'm just going to quickly go to this clock right here. Let me exit out of that, and just like normal, you'll go to clock in the countdown, and then here's what's going to be different. So you're used to going from clock to song 1 and then songs 1 through songs 4 and doing everything manual. So now what we're going to start doing is going to this cue right here, which is song sequences. And in this command line right here, we have the command saying select executor 2 and go to Q1. So here's what's going to happen. As soon as I hit go, let's see if I can get it back. Here we go. It's going to jump to this second executor. So this executor number 1 is still operating, but now we have another executor going on right here. So basically this layout is a song by song basis, to where you have all of your effects, your colors, everything like that. All your lights are built into this cue list right here, and then every cue list after that as far as the songs go. So basically what we have set up is just a full sequence of each part of the song, and you have the ability to jump around to each cue, and we're going to get more into that in a second. But first I want to explain just this first command that you're going to be changing every week. So ignore the executor 2 at 100%. What you want to focus on is Special Master 3.1 at this number right here. So this is basically saying, every effect is going to go at this tempo right here. So as a lighting operator, your job every week is to come in and plug in that specific tempo to that song. So right now it's set to 125. If I want to set it to 130, let's say the first song is 130 BPMs, I'll hit please or enter. And then watch what happens to the Speedmaster right here. So if I hit go back real quick, whoops, let's see. Now if I hit go, you'll see that the Speedmaster changes to 130. Let me select this again. There we go. So now every effect in this cue list is going to go at a BPM of 130, or half of that, just because I have some effects set at a slower rate. So everything's going to look right. So here's what we're going to mainly talk about today is this whole sequence list. Every song has the same sequence list. So we'll go through it right now. So your second cue is always going to be intro, followed by a verse. V build means V, or verse build. Basically it's if a verse kind of picks up an energy. And then we have your pre-chorus. We have a pre-chorus build right here. So some of these are abbreviated just so that way you don't have just a bunch of words. And then you have an open chorus, and an open chorus basically means that they kind of build up to a chorus. They act like they're going to go build, and then all of a sudden it's just mainly vocals and some keyboard, maybe some drums in the background that are pretty soft. OC build is open chorus build. So sometimes in an open chorus you have the second half of it building, maybe the drums and the band are building. So I throw that in there just to make it flow better. You have a big chorus, you have an interlude. An interlude is basically an instrumental or a repeat of an intro. And then you have a soft bridge. You have a B1 build, which is bridge 1 build, and then bridge 2 build. And then you have a big bridge, and then you have crash. So you have the ability to jump around to these cues in whichever order that you want. So, not pretty much every song is not going to go like this. I mean, every song repeats a verse, or goes to a second verse, or goes to a third verse. Sometimes they go to the bridge twice. They go to the chorus, 2 or 3 times. So you can jump around however much you want and whatever fits the song. So Another job for you is that you know these songs and that you go to rehearsal, you kind of figure out how the band's going to flow, and then you base that on your sequence and everything. So maybe you're asking, how do I get to these cues? The easiest way is down here. I have some macros built that match exactly everything up here. So I don't have a macro that says go to Q1 or go to Q16 or 17, because those cues are going to have to be fired manually. So you'll have to hit go to the in cue and to the off cue. So if I hit go down here, you'll notice that it goes to intro. And then I can just go through every macro, and it's basically a macro saying go to that specific cue. So this is going to help out a lot. So let's say you get to a pre-chorus build, and you go to a big chorus, and then it goes back to the top of the song. So you have an interlude, and then it goes back to verse 2, and so you're kind of repeating. So everything is going to flow nicely. Lights won't freak out and like move really quick back to a position. I'll program it so where everything looks natural and looks like it flows very well. So again, you can jump around wherever you want to go. If you want to go to pre-chorus build and then to an open chorus, you can do that, and then go to a soft bridge if you want to do that. So every sequence is the exact same number of cues. What's going to be different in all these songs are your colors, your effects, your positions, all of that. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do every month, is update these songs. So every week, at least for 3 or 4 weeks, you'll have the same looks and everything, since our backgrounds are the same. But then at the end of each month or beginning of each month, I'll come in and update the song to make it look completely different, new colors, new gobos, all of that. So that way, things don't get old. So that is basically it for jumping around to these cues and everything. Fade times in fast songs are pretty much defaulted at 2 seconds. Everywhere you see a green box right here, there are individual fade times. So there might be some lights that fade less than 2 seconds or more than 2 seconds, just depending on just the part of the song and everything. If we go over here to our slower songs, so really song 1 and song 2 are more up-tempo songs, mid-tempo, and then songs 3 and 4 are your slower tempo songs. So your default fade time is actually 5 on here, just so that way everything looks natural and flows really well together. Talking about this executed right here, so you're used to playing with individual group masters when it comes to your group of lights and everything. I have now plugged in everything to this All FX group master. So that's what this Executor 6 is. So when Executor 6 comes up, all your lights, once they come on, they'll be seen and everything. So you can ask me questions about that in person if you have more questions about this group master, but it works very well with this flow. So now let's say we're at the end of the message and everything, and we're going to go into post-message worship. We will not be doing song sequences for that part, so we'll be rolling in a busking mode or a manual mode. So let me jump to the message here, or really just post-message worship. Let me go back here. So now we're in post-message worship. So now you're asking, how do I get my effects back? How do I get my mover positions back? All of that stuff. So I actually put that on page 2, and this should be the same for Austin Peay and Highland as well. So it's very easy. For you guys, I mean, you have your physical console in front of you, so you can actually hit page forward. But for me right now, since I'm just on PC, I'm going to have to go to screen 2, and let's go down here to, well, this is not screen 2. Where's screen 2 at? There we go. Go to page, and I'm going to go to manual. So again, you can do this a lot quicker on your physical console. Screen 2. Let's go back. I need screen 4 back. Here we go. So once you go to fader 2 or page 2, you'll have all of your effects right here ready to go. Your Speedmaster is going to be defaulted at 80 BPMs. You can change it to the right BPMs if you want, just if you know what song you're going to go into. So you have your individual group masters right here that control your groups of lights, and then you have your mover positions as well. So, and again, usually post-message worship doesn't last more than 2 or 3 minutes, so you're not going to be doing much. But that's how you get to that page and get all of your manual looks back. And also, if you want to use moving effects, they're also right here on page 2. Your 7R frost, circle, pan, tilt, all that kind of stuff. So let's jump back to the weekend services page, and I'm going to wrap up now, and everything is looking good at all of our campuses. So again, you're going to go from pre-service to clock to song sequences, and right now I'm going to keep song 1 through 4 in there just in case for whatever reason we're going to go back to manual or busking mode. I'm just going to keep those in there, but your commands are always going to take you to this song sequence, and then you're going to flow through each song. And then let's just get to the end of this one. You'll notice right when I go to the end cue, it's going to follow into the next song. And it's bringing this All Effects Group Master down, so that way your transitions look very clean. There's no lights flickering, changing gobos, changing colors, and all of that. So again, I can always use this macro, go to crash, go to end. And there we go. All your vocal lights will be run manually, so there's no commands that bring up your band wash, your all vocals, or wash control. That is all going to be you. And then if I get to, let me get to the last song really quick, and let me show you kind of what that does. So if we go to crash and we go to end, you're going to notice right here that's going to jump back into your first executor on the post-worship cue. And everything should look really nice. Again, no flickering lights or anything. Thanks to this group master right here, everything works very nicely. So if you have any questions, let me know. This is the new flow, and I'll be getting with each of you guys individually to better explain all of this and really what intro verse all of this kind of means, because I know most of you, some of you don't have a musical background. That's totally fine, but you'll pick this up with ease. So thanks again, guys, and we'll see you soon.